Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I am Allison. I am the founder over at Wonderlast, and I am pumped to have you here. Like, seriously, so excited. I have jammed so much info into this workshop, so I hope you are ready to take notes. Grab your note-taking devices. I always like to have my little palm pen on hand. Get your favorite beverage, get comfortable. Full disclosure, I might look put together from here on up, but I'm actually wearing sweatpants and a Snuggie. So, I believe in comfort to make learning extra fun. So I am really pumped, and I should also think you should know that I get excited a lot, and when I do, I tend to talk in these random weird accents like bad British and bad Hick. So if I start going in and out of accents, let's just go with it and pretend like it's totally normal, because that is something that I do. There it is. See, it's already coming out. I'm excited. What can I say? Okay, so we have a lot of information. So let's dive right on in. I'm going to start screen sharing with you, and we are just going to start going in hardcore. So get ready. Lot. Okay. So let me know if you can see my slides. Hopefully you can. So welcome from blog to business. This workshop is all about how you can grow your audience, your traffic, and your income to build a profitable online biz that you love. So this workshop is totally for you if you have a blog, but you feel like it's not getting any traction despite being consistent. I have been there. I was there for years. It's also for you if you want to increase your traffic and grow your email list with the right type of people. So not only do you want more traffic and you want more people on your email list, but you want people who actually care about you and what you have to say and offer. It's also for you if you want to stand out online and make the competition irrelevant. It's for you if you want to make consistent passive income from your blog or online business. It's also for you if you want clear action steps on what the heck to do. So it is the worst when people tell you what to do, but then you're like, well, how the heck do I do it? And it's also for you if you are tired of fluff-filled, time-wasting workshops. So I'm just going to tell you right now, this is not one of those workshops where I'm going to be spending like 25 minutes painting the picture of how horrible my life was before I started doing something. And then I share like 10 minutes of fluffy tips with you. And then I spend another 25 minutes pitching something to you. That's not how I roll. So if that is what you wanted, sorry, that's not what you're getting today. You're going to be getting a lot of juicy info nuggets. So get your pretty note-taking things, grab your pen, grab your pencil, whatever the heck you want to use, grab your coffee, and let's go right in and turn off those distractions. If you're anything like me, you're probably like, oh, I'll just leave Facebook open and kind of check in every now and then and maybe kind of work on this on the side. Don't do that. I encourage you and highly recommend that you stay focused just for like it's going to be about an hour and 20 minutes. So devote an hour and 20 minutes to this. You owe it to yourself. Anytime I try to multitask during a workshop, I always get to the end and I realize that I missed pretty much half of what was said because I was only half paying attention. So turn off those distractions. And as a bonus to that, you are probably going to have a better viewing experience. Sometimes if it gets a little blurry, that means it's your internet connection. The more tabs and apps you have open and running, the more bandwidth they're going to be hogging. So close everything out, all right? Okay, so just in case you do have no idea who the heck I am going to do a little quickie intro. So I'm Allison. I am the founder over at wonderlast.com, and I started my first blog back in 2006, which makes me feel really old because that was like a decade ago. But I started my first blog back in 2006. I'm from the Midwest, but I had moved to Hollywood when I graduated from college to pursue acting, and I was far away from all of my friends and family, and I was like, you know what? I should start a blog so they can kind of keep in touch, kind of keep track track of what I'm up to. So I started my blog back then as a way to keep in touch with friends and family, kind of like an online scrapbook. And then I actually ended up moving back to Kansas City and starting my first business in 2010. So in 2010, I started a wedding photography business called Alice in Wonderland Photography. And I was actually able to start that full time right from the get-go. I managed to get my site up and book enough clients that I was doing it full time. And it was amazing to be able to wake up in the morning for the first time ever and actually feel excited about what I was going to get to do that day and the work I was doing. I hate that feeling where you're dreading going to work all the time. You're at work, wishing you were off of work. And then when you get home from work, you have like an hour of peace before you start dreading going to work the next day. So to break free from that cycle of dread and to have a job that I loved was amazing. But in 2013, after running my business full-time for several years, I realized two different things. Number one, I was super passionate about the business side of running a business. I had fallen in love with blogging and marketing and social media and branding and playing with my website and website design and all of that stuff. Like, I could just research it for hours on end, talk about it to people who weren't even interested, and I was really passionate about that. At the same time, I also realized that I was beginning to get a little burnt out because I was shooting weddings every single weekend, and even though I loved it, shooting weddings was very demanding, both mentally and physically. And so I would be dead tired at the end of the weekend, but then my entire weeks I would also be spending working, editing in front of the computer for hours on end, doing consultations, shooting engagement sections. And not only that, but I realized that I had kind of hit a cap in my income because there was only so many hours I had in the day and therefore so many weddings that I could book. And so if I wanted to make more money, I had to raise my prices a lot, and I didn't want to become unattainable to couples. So in 2013, I was like, I kind of wish I could start blogging full time, and I'm really passionate about business. I want to help other people start and grow businesses, but I didn't really know how. So for the next 2 years, I started blogging a little bit about business and trying to help people with business. And I was doing a lot of research and a lot of learning and a little bit of implementation here and there. And I showed up consistently for 2 years and nothing. I was literally blogging most weeks, 5 days a week, spending hours of my time learning and going on Pinterest and reading millions of articles and nothing. And I literally had not made a cent from my blog. And so in January 2015, I was like, okay, I have to get real here. Like, I cannot keep showing up every day and blogging and so much and spending all this time and I'm not making any money from it. I just don't have time. So I knew I had to get serious and make it happen or just get off the saddle. So I took down my site. I completely rebranded it, completely changed the focus. I was all over the place. I was doing like recipes and DIY and photography and storm chasing and dating ideas and business. Threw all of that out the window, completely changed it to what Wonderlass is now. I took my focus to only helping people build profitable blogs and businesses. And in less than 12 months, I turned my blog into my full-time business. That is my cat, Mr. Purry, by the way. He's a total brat, but I love him. And I did that because I got focused, I got strategic, and I branded myself to stand out and attract the right people. I was also able to do it in less than 12 months because I increased my traffic by growing my Pinterest. I literally grew my account from 4,000 followers to over 36,000 followers. I grew my email list from 28 subscribers, which I was literally stagnant at for 2 years, to over 15,000 engaged subscribers. I put focused sales funnels into place so I could start making passive income on autopilot. And the growth in traffic and email subscribers took me from $0 months to $8,000+ months. I remember the first goal I made when I got serious about my blog was simply to make a penny from my blog by the end. I know, high standards, right? High goals. But needless to say, I way surpassed that 1 penny goal. So the goal for today is that I want to teach you those exact same strategies that I used and continue to use every day to stand out, build my audience, grow my email list, and make consistent passive income on my blog. What you're going to learn today is the 4 things you absolutely need in order to build a profitable blog, any online business for that matter, how to stand out online and attract the right type of people, how to boost your traffic like crazy, the #1 way to consistently grow your email list on a daily basis on autopilot, which is extra awesome. You're also going to learn how to make passive income on your blog or website with sales funnels, and you're going to get clear action steps that you can take and start implementing right now. So get ready to take action. Whenever you see a slide that looks like this with the tasty looking cup of coffee, take action. This means there are action steps for you to write down and implement in your own blog and business. So if you slack off in taking notes during this presentation, that's fine. I would advise you to take notes. But if you don't write down anything except these, then do that. Be sure to write down your action steps. All right. Ready to dive in? Are you ready? I hope so. Yes, yes. All right, let's go. In order to build a profitable blog, you need 4 main things. #1, you need a strong foundation, and that strong foundation includes having a clear purpose, people, and unique niche, a kick-ass brand to stand out and attract the right people, and a strong website to build your authority and create excited fans. #2, you need engaged subscribers on your email list. I always emphasize that engagement is more important than your list size. You don't have to have thousands upon thousands and thousands of people on your list to start making money in your business. What you really need are people who are engaged and actually want to hear about you and what you have to offer. #3, you need traffic, aka ideal clients coming to your site and falling in love with your content. So don't obsess about page views. Honestly, I haven't even looked at my page views in months and months. That's how little I care. It is better to have 50 page views where 40 people signed up for your email list because they thought you were awesome, rather than 500 page views where only 2 people signed up because they were not engaged with you and they left. Know what I'm saying? So you want ideal clients coming to your site and falling in love with your content. And then #4, you need sales funnels so that you can make passive income with the things that you create. Let's take a look at how you can accomplish those 4 things, starting with your strong foundation. So let's talk about getting clear on your purpose. Why do you need a really clear purpose? Your purpose should be the foundation for all of your content and offerings, whether you do blog posts or videos, your social media posts, the paid services and products that you create. They all need to be created with a very clear purpose in mind. Having a clear purpose is also going to give you focus, and it's going to eliminate overwhelm, because when you don't have a very clear, purpose, you're kind of just trying to dabble in everything, and it can feel like, oh, I need to maybe try this and do this, and maybe I should be doing what they're doing. But when you know what your purpose is, you can say no to things that are not in line with it. And I was all over the place with my blog for a long time. I had a very muddled purpose. Like I said, I was blogging about like dating and photography and storm chasing and business and blah, 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 blah. The second I cut all that out and got very focused is when my blog started gaining a ton of traction. Your purpose should be specific, but it also needs to provide value to others. So if you're trying to turn your blog into a business, yes, you need to be specific and have focus, but it's got to be something that is profitable. It has to provide value to other people. It also needs to be something you're truly passionate about. Otherwise, you are going to burn out very quickly. If you are simply trying to turn your blog into a business because you want to make money, that's never a good reason to go into business. You need passion because that's going to carry you through, and it's really obvious when you're not passionate about it. People are going to sniff you out like a rat in a gutter. Your purpose should also be something that you're either knowledgeable about or willing to get knowledgeable about. So if you're not like a total expert, then it needs to be something that you are kind of willing to get that knowledge and experience in. All right, for example, the purpose of my blog and business is to help other people create profitable blogs they love in a fun, colorful way. It's very clear. Everything I create is created with this purpose in mind. All of my blog posts are created to help people do this one thing. Okay. Creating your strong foundation. Let's keep going. Talk about getting clear on your people. Why do you need to be clear on your people? Well, because the more clear you are on exactly who your ideal client is, the more effectively you will be able to connect with them, serve them, and market to them. So I bet there's been a time where maybe you've come across a sales page or maybe an email where you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like they're speaking directly to me. Like, I feel like this was made for me. Like, how did they get in my head? That's an example of someone who did really good marketing because they were very clear on who their ideal client was. In this case, it was you. So the more you know the person you're trying to cater to, the more you're going to be able to connect with them. And the more you're going to be able to serve them because you know what they need and you can make it for them. So you should be asking yourself, who exactly do you want to serve? You need to think about their basic demographics, like their age, their gender, where they live, all of those types of things. But you also want to answer questions that really get inside of their head. You need to be writing down things like, what do they want? What do they struggle with? You know, what frustrates them? What excites them? What types of products and services would they be willing to be spending money on? Why should they even care about you and your business? You need to really take the time to get into their head. You can get it. A lot of times we are our own ideal client, but other times it's just a matter of doing research at places where they hang out and seeing the types of questions they're asking. And then continuing on, now let's talk about your niche. Getting clear on your niche. And your niche is what you're selling and to who. So to get your niche, you simply combine your purpose and your people to create an offering just for them. So an example of a focused niche would be, instead of just saying, oh, my niche is wedding photography, you could be, oh, I do creative wedding photography for offbeat brides. So your purpose is wedding photography, but your people is not just any brides, it's offbeat brides. And your offering just for them is creative wedding photography. See how much more focused that is? Another example is, instead of just being, oh, I'm a nutrition coach, it's no, I'm a nutrition coach for female marathon runners, much more specific. Or instead of saying, oh yeah, I design costumes, I'm a costume designer, no, I am a costume designer for creative cosplayers. Cosplayers is a very specific type of group. All right, so take action. This is the first take action slide. Doesn't that coffee look tasty? There are 3 steps for you to write down. So grab your notebook, grab it, and write these 3 steps down. First, write down your specific purpose, a detailed profile of your ideal client, and combine those 2 things to create your unique niche. Super important as the foundation for everything you need to be creating in your blog and business. All right, now let's talk about, continuing on with a strong foundation, how to stand out and make the competition irrelevant with a strong brand. And let me just say that your foundation is extremely important. It's why we're talking about it first. I see a lot of people who consistently brush over their foundation, and then they're wondering why they're struggling to gain traction or to grow their email list or to really track the right types of people. It's because they ignore their foundation. Your foundation is so important, all right? I just wanna hammer that into your brain. Ow, that sounded painful. Okay, but just know your foundation is really important. So what exactly is a brand? A brand is simply your business's identity. And because you're your business, I like to just say that your brand is you. It includes all of the different things like graphic elements like your logo, specific colors, specific fonts, and it also includes things like your voice, your values, the vibe you create, the experience you give to clients, your copy, etc. All right, so it is all encompassing. Think of your brand as yourself. It's how people think and feel when they come into contact with your business. I love branding, by the way. I can feel myself getting all like, I'm getting all out of breath just thinking about it. I love branding. So why do you need a really strong brand? Well, let me tell you, having a strong brand is going to make you stand out and be unique, right? So there's a lot of people probably in your niche and in your industry, but when you have a strong brand that is infused with your personality, you're going to stand out above the rest. It's also going to allow you to attract the right type of people. So let me throw out an example. When I first started my wedding photography business, I got a website up and it looked really professional, but it was very generic. I didn't really do much for the branding. I just grabbed a basic design template and just threw it up because I wanted to get it up there and I didn't know what I was doing at the time. And it looked great, but like I said, it wasn't branded. And so I was attracting all of these very classic, very traditional couples. And while there is nothing wrong with traditional and classic, I realized that what I really wanted to do was be shooting very untraditional couples. I wanted artsy couples, offbeat couples, quirky couples, crazy couples, but I was not attracting them at all. So I ended up taking down my site and completely rebranding it. I rebranded it with these bright, bold colors. I changed the copy to be very fun. I had lots of photo shoots leading up to when I put my website back up. I did like crazy photo shoots of this bride. She was a roller derby bride. She was wearing roller skates with her wedding dress on, tons of colorful photos, really fun. I basically was shooting the types of couples that I wanted to shoot. And when I put my website back up, completely rebranded, guess what happened? I was attracting the right type of people, the ones that I wanted to shoot right off the bat from that point on. Having a strong brand is also going to help you develop client loyalty. So think about things like, let's just say Starbucks, for example. Starbucks has a ton of loyal customers, and sure, there's probably a million other places that they could get their coffee, probably for a lot cheaper on their way to work, but they are loyal to Starbucks, so they will drive out of their way and pay more because they become loyal to Starbucks. So when you have a strong brand, you develop loyalty. It also helps give you credibility when you have a really strong brand and the ability to charge more. So I'm not talking about price gouging, but think about things like, oh, what's that really expensive brand that does like purses and bags? Coach, I think. Think about people who purchase Coach purses. Sure, they could find a purse for like $1 million cheaper, but they're willing to pay hundreds and even thousands of dollars because they want the brand name Coach. So when you have a brand that people become loyal to, that kind of lets you have premium pricing if you want. It's also the difference between someone choosing you over someone else. Maybe you have tons of competitors who are offering similar products and services. Well, when someone is loyal to your brand, when they love you, when they love your personality, they're going to choose you because you are you. All right, so you know what a brand is and why the heck you need one. What makes a brand strong? All right, I want you to ingrain this next sentence into your mind. Ingrain it into your mind. Strong brands are consistent across all platforms, both online and off. Say it again with me. Strong brands are consistent across all platforms, both online and off. So this means they are using the same colors, fonts, tone of voice, same vibe, etc. everywhere. Let me just use Starbucks as an example again. Fun little tidbit. I actually worked at Starbucks for 5 years when I was living in California. But let's take Starbucks as an example of a strong brand. So they have stores all over the world, all different countries, all different states. But no matter what country or state you're in, when you go inside a Starbucks store, it's the same vibe. It's the same colors. It's the same type of decor. They even have the same music playlists that they give the managers to play in their stores. They're all wearing the green aprons, or if it's Christmas time, they're wearing the red aprons. But every single store has the exact same fonts, the same colors, the same, all of that stuff every time, no matter where you go. Even if the architecture of the building is different, because of course it's going to be different, doesn't matter. The vibe inside is going to be the same. Think about their online presence, their website, their social media. They're still using those exact same colors, fonts, logo. All right, so they are consistent online and offline, and that's what makes a really strong brand. Strong brands also know exactly what their purpose is and who their ideal client is, which is why we already went over that. That allows them to be focused and to cater everything towards those two things. And strong brands are infused with personality. This is what makes them stand out and makes the competition truly irrelevant, because no one else is you. People can copy your website design. People can try and copy your fonts and your colors and what you do, but they can't copy you. They don't have your experiences, your personality, your quirks, all of that stuff. All right, that's why it's extra important to infuse yourself into your brand. For example, I infuse my love of bright colors into my brand. So when you go to my website and my brand in general, I'm using like bright pink and bright yellow and this bright greenish teal color. Those are genuinely my favorite colors in real life. I infuse my love of doodling into my graphics. So when you go to my website, all those little graphics that you see, I actually doodled because I love to doodle in real life. I've infused my personality into my writing. So I'm a little quirky and offbeat, and I don't hide it when I'm writing my emails or my copy. On the start page of my website, I say, "What do you need, Buttercup?" That's how I talk in real life. I come up with these crazy random terms of endearment all the time. So I'm in every aspect of my business. I'm looking, how can I infuse myself into this particular aspect? Okay, so take action. Grab your pen or pencil if you set it down and write down these 4 steps so that you can stand out and make competition irrelevant with a super strong brand. Step number 1, I want you to write down 3 words you want people to feel when they think of and come into contact with your business. For example, 3 of my words would be fun, personal, and playful. So when someone goes to my website or comes in contact with my business, I want them to feel those things. And if you go to my website, hopefully you will see those 3 words reflected. The bright colors are very fun. The photo of myself in the header is very personal and fun. I'm like in this crazy dress with striped tights on a typewriter. The text is personal. I'm using crazy terms of endearment. The wording's playful. The doodles are playful. So I work really hard to make sure that everything about my business online reflects those 3 words. Step 2, you should check your website and online presence and ask yourself, does it match those 3 words? And the best part that you should be doing is asking other people to look at it for you. Ask a couple friends, hey, can you go to my website? When you go there, are those 3 words that I have written down right here, are they reflected? Is that what you see and feel? So you want your brand to reflect those 3 words. Step 3, make sure you're being consistent with everything across all platforms, because remember the sentence that I ingrained into your brain, hopefully, strong brands are consistent. So you want to make sure you're being consistent across all your platforms, social media, website, everything, wherever you are online. And step 4, you want to infuse your unique stories, experiences, quirks, and passions into every aspect of your business as much as possible. Whew, okay, that was your foundation. Very, very important, but yes, okay, moving on. Number 2, get engaged subscribers on your email list. So if you make sure that you have that foundation in place that we just talked over, you will be starting to attract the right type of people to your website and now onto your email list. That's why it's so important to have your foundation first. So why do you even need an email list? You probably already know at this point you need an email list. Growing your email list might even be one of the main reasons that you're here, but just in case you're like, I don't know, I'm tempted to maybe slack out on my email list, which by the way, I did that for several years, so it's totally okay. But an email list is really important because first of all, it is the one direct connection you have control over with your audience. Think about social media. You don't have control over those platforms. They could die any second. Mark Zuckerberg or whatever his name is could decide to make Facebook go away tomorrow if he wanted. Probably not going to happen, but he could if he wanted. You also don't have control over things like the algorithms that are always changing, you know, like the Facebook algorithm or the Instagram algorithm. Facebook chooses what it thinks are the most important posts to show your audience. So a lot of times the majority of your people aren't even seeing your posts. So your email, you have control over. Plus, they're just more personal. You can write your emails, and you should write your emails as if you're writing it to one person. Even if you're writing it to thousands of people, write it as though you're writing to one person. They're a great way to provide value and build trust, and you can nurture a relationship with your people. You should always give value before you ask for something. Plus, your emails are way more likely to be seen. So yes, you probably know that when you go somewhere like Facebook, there's a million notifications, tons of distractions, there's tons of things in the feed. And again, a lot of social media platforms choose what it thinks is the most important for you to see. Whereas your email, it's for sure going to be there. It's for sure going to get seen. And of course, your email list is great for making sales. So of course, once you have nurtured and provided value, they are a great way to make sales. So how can you start getting people on your email list? It's not scary, I promise. So I put off growing my email list for a really long time because I was like, no, it sounds scary. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's not scary. You just need to start by getting an email marketing service provider. So I always recommend ConvertKit and MailChimp because those are the two that I have used. MailChimp is the cheapest option if you are just starting out, but I always recommend ConvertKit because it's just so intuitive and it's great for more advanced things. So if you have either 2,000 or more subscribers, or if you want to start doing more complex automations, funnels, tagging, rules, then I recommend ConvertKit. That is why I ended up switching from MailChimp to ConvertKit, because I was about to pull my hair out trying to figure out how to do anything remotely complicated. Plus, ConvertKit's awesome because it doesn't double charge you for subscribers, whereas in MailChimp, they do that. So once you get your email marketing provider, you are ready to start growing your list. And the number one way to grow your email list on autopilot is content upgrades, baby. So content upgrades are the very first thing that I started doing when I got serious about growing my list. Just in case you don't know what a content upgrade is, it's simply an extra piece of content within a blog post or on your site that readers can download in exchange for their name and email address. So for example, I have a blog post. Here's a blog post on my website in which I mention, by the way, I have a free email course related to this topic. If you want to have it, click here. And then when they click on that, that little box pops up. It's a lead box from Leadpages. But that little box pops up and they can enter in their name and their email, click the button, and then they get that resource, in this case, the email course. So that is what a content upgrade is. So what are the benefits of content upgrades? Well, first, they add more value to your content. So I will create sweet content upgrades for my blog posts so that if someone wants to take the subject further or get even more on the subject, they can get that content upgrade. They're going to help you build more trust and authority because, again, you're giving people value, which helps build trust. Plus, they consistently build your list on autopilot. For example, I get at least, and this is the minimum, 25 to 50 new subscribers every single day from content upgrades. That is literally 9,000 to 18,200 subscribers a year, all on autopilot. Once you set them up, you don't do anything. So I'm not doing a thing. I could lay in bed all day watching Netflix and I would still get 25 to 15 minimum subscribers a day for my content upgrades. So what can you use? What can you create to use for your content upgrades? Lots of things, let me tell you. Pretty much anything that enhances your blog post. So checklists and cheat sheets are always awesome. Who doesn't love a good checklist? You could do workbooks. You could do something easy like an audio or a PDF version of the blog post. You could do video recordings like webinar replays, pre-recorded videos. You could do templates and swipe files, like literally everything. But here's a hot tip. You can reuse the same content upgrade in multiple blog posts. You do not need to spend millions of hours creating your content upgrades. So yes, workbooks and things like that are awesome, but you don't have to do 10 million workbooks. If what you want to do is something fast like a checklist, that is better than nothing. And sometimes simpler is better. So don't fret and spend a million hours over it. Do a checklist, do an audio version of the post, do a PDF version of the post, and reuse that same content upgrade if it's relevant in other blog posts. I didn't even think about doing that until several months ago. I had this one content upgrade. It's for stock photos. And it's literally gotten me thousands of email subscribers, but I only had it in one blog post. And then I recently was like, I was like, why do I only have it in one blog post? That is so silly. I have tons of blog posts where I could put it in where it would be relevant. So I went back and I added that content upgrade into those blog posts. And guess what? I'm getting even more email subscribers. So reuse those same content upgrades. All right, it is time to take action. A step for you to take to grow your email list on autopilot is to add content upgrades to your top 5 most popular blog posts. And you can do that by just going to Google Analytics. Once you have an account, if you don't have one already, it's really easy, sign up for one. But once you have an account, go into your Google Analytics dashboard, and over on the left-hand side, you can click on Behavior, then Site Content from the drop-down, and then All Pages. And it will show you your top 5 most popular posts and pages. So you've got to create content upgrades for those so you can start growing your list with the blog posts that are getting the most traffic. All right, now let us talk about critical places on your site that you need to have email opt-ins so you can continue growing your list. And this is based off of my own experience in testing and trying out a million different places on my own site. All right, here it is. 1 and 2, your main nav and your header. So if you go to my site, you will see that in the main navigation, I have actually several places to opt in, but free courses in my main nav, that is just free courses that are all email opt-ins. I also have in the main header a big yellow button that says get the free checklist and live class. That is also an email opt-in. I don't know the exact number because I'm really bad about keeping track of numbers sometimes, but you can bet your buttons I started getting way more email subscribers, especially with the header opt-in. So for sure, try to tweak your site so that you're having opt-in in your main nav and in your header, and make it something that your ideal client would actually want. And number 3 is a welcome mat. These are awesome. A welcome mat is essentially a landing page that you have set as the home page to your site. So this is something I do on and off, especially when I'm getting ready to launch something or I'm going to be doing some type of special promotion. But I had this particular landing page or welcome mat set up when I was getting ready to launch my webinars course. So a few months before I launched that course, I created this landing page, set it as the home page. So whenever someone went to wonderlast.com, this is the first thing that they saw. And these are so effective because there's no distractions. There's like a million distractions on a website or a blog. There's like the sidebar and the main nav and blah, blah, blah. But on this, they only have 2 options. They have grab your free webinar goodies or go to the website. And this thing converted at 68%, which is crazy. That means that literally over half the people who are visiting my site were getting on my email list before they even got to my website. So these can be truly effective, and they're great for growing your list with people for something specific. If you're going to be launching something or creating something, you can get people on your list who are actually interested in what you'll be offering. Okay, take action. Woo, more coffee. A step for you to take is to add at least 2 of those prime opt-ins to your website. If you don't have those already, you are missing out on getting a lot of email subscribers that way, all right? So do it. Do it now. Okay, how are we doing? Doing good? Lots of info? Is your brain short-circuiting yet? Okay, let's continue on. Number 3, get more traffic, aka ideal clients to your website. Remember, page views are not what ultimately matters. What matters is getting people who are loving your content and signing up for your email list. So how can you get more traffic? Well, now that you've got your strong foundation and content upgrades in place, it's time to start getting more people to your site. So this is why I have this as step 3, because now you've got your foundation, you have all these sweet content upgrades, so when people come to your site, they actually have a reason and tons of places to opt onto your email list. So let's talk about Pinterest, baby, because it is my #1 source of traffic. All right, you want to learn how to use Pinterest strategically because it's awesome. But you also want to learn how to use Pinterest strategically because literally like 85% of my traffic comes from Pinterest. And when I started using it strategically, I saw over 800% in increase in my traffic in 4 months. And in actuality, it was 1,000%. So that is a kind of a huge, big increase, I would say. And since I've been using it strategically, I've grown my Pinterest account from around 4,000 followers to over 36,000 followers. Yes, the slide says 35, but it's actually been 36,000. And that translates into way more followers on Pinterest means way more people are seeing and pinning my pins, more clicks, that equals more traffic, which equals more email subscribers, and that equals more income. It's like a chain of amazingness. It's like when one area starts to grow, they all start to grow. Just in case you live in a black hole and you're like, what is Pinterest? It's okay if you do. Black holes are awesome. They're cool. Mystifying. But Pinterest is a visual search engine. It's technically lumped into the social media category, which makes no sense because really, when was the last time you got on Pinterest to chat with your friends? Probably never. Pinterest is a visual search engine, and that is how you need to treat it. But you should focus on Pinterest because #1, it's free advertising. Yes, you can pay for promoted pins, and I've actually tried that a couple of times, but honestly, I really didn't see any growth. Like it wasn't worth it to me. I have literally gotten those results and followers on my profile with just using the free Pinterest. So it's free advertising, and your pins last for a long time. We are talking weeks, months, and years. I always see pins that I literally pinned a year and a half ago in the feed on a daily basis. Like I pinned it once a year and a half ago, and they are still showing up every day and people are clicking over. So it is awesome. Plus, you can run it on autopilot once it is set up. So you do not have to spend millions of hours a week on Pinterest. You can literally have it running on autopilot. And as I've already mentioned, it can be a major source of traffic for your site. And let me tell you, just in case you're like, well, it's only for recipes and DIY. No, no, no. Pinterest works for any niche. Seriously, go look for yourself. So I recently typed in all these random categories on Pinterest the other day. I typed in like how to change your car's oil, and I got a ton of pins for it. I typed in something about learning how to build a tiny house. I got a ton of options. I typed in how to brush your cat's teeth or something like that, and I got a ton of options. I found pins the other day on how to write a storyline for a villain in a novel. So you can literally be in any niche and you can be on Pinterest. I'm telling you, there are people in every industry on Pinterest. So go look if you are feeling skeptical. Okay, so I want you to take action. Here are 5 steps to help you get more traffic with Pinterest. #1, you need to create graphics that are, quote, pinnable for each of your blog posts. So each of your blog posts needs to have a vertical image that people can pin and put on Pinterest. And it needs to be vertical because vertical stands out way better in that feed than the small horizontal images. So you need to have vertical images with text that emphasizes the benefit or the takeaway. And they need to be branded with your colors and your font. And you need to create these things and then go back and update all of your blog posts. So when I first got serious about Pinterest, I, didn't care about Pinterest when I first started my blog. So I had all these blog posts with no, quote, pinnable images. So I went and I created a nice vertical image with the text on it, with the takeaway, and I went back and I stuck them in all my old blog posts and pinned them to Pinterest. Number 2, you gotta treat Pinterest like a search engine because I don't know why the heck it's labeled as social media. So treating it like a search engine, pretty much just picture it like Google. It means using keywords in your profile name. So if you go to my Pinterest profile, you will see that it says Wonderlass, but then it says entrepreneur and blogging tips. Those are keywords that fit into my industry. That's what I'm all about. You also want to use keywords in your board titles and descriptions. So you might be tempted to be all cutesy and creative with your board titles. Yes, I totally did that at one point. I had all these names that didn't make sense, but I thought were really clever. But those are going to really hurt you because people are not going to be able to find your boards and they're not going to be able to find your pins. So you need to keep it simple and you need to simply use keywords. So for instance, my board with blogging tips on it is simply called blogging tips. My board with email tips on it is simply called email marketing tips. So keep it simple and use keywords in the descriptions of your pins. So again, you want to think about phrases that people are going to search for in relation to finding your pin and stick that in the description. And a hot tip is avoid using hashtags. They actually can hurt how your pins rank. Hashtags are for Twitter and for Instagram, but they are not for Pinterest. So ditch the hashtags. Number 3 thing for you to do is start getting more traffic with Pinterest is to create boards that cover different topics in your industry. So for instance, I have boards that cover blogging tips and email marketing tips, design tips, branding tips. So I've thought about all the different categories that are related to my industry and I've created boards for them. And you want to arrange them in most important first. So you don't want to have a bunch of personal boards first, all at the top. You want to assume that people are not going to scroll down. So you've got to show them the most important brand relevant boards first. Number 4, you got to pin quality content with your ideal client in mind. So you got to think about using Pinterest for your ideal client and not for you. So if you have a ton of boards that are personal, make them private. It's okay to have a few boards that are personal because that's going to help you humanize your brand and just, have people get to know you a little bit. But if you have more than like 5 or 6 personal boards, I would make them private. And remember to pin other people's content too. In fact, I would pin at least 50% other people's content. If you don't have a lot of content, you can pin 70% of other people's content, but you're gonna look, I cannot talk today. You are going to look spammy if you only pin your own content. So spread the love. You want to get juicy sources from all over the world, so pin other people's content. And then number 5 is pin consistently. We are talking every single day. This is one of the things that I started seeing the most results on is when I started being consistent. I used to manually pin 15 to 20 pins every day, and I did start seeing growth when I did that. But the problem is that I was spending literally at least 30 minutes a day doing that, and that ended up to several hours over the week. And it was a huge waste of my time. I was like, I don't have time to be on Pinterest hours and hours a week. So I actually started using Board Booster, which is my Pinterest automator, and now I pin 100 pins a day on autopilot. I don't even get on Pinterest half the time anymore. I spend 0 to 15 weeks on Pinterest, or 15 weeks, 0 to 15 minutes a week on Pinterest, and that's it. It's so beautiful. Like, time and sanity saved. It's amazing. Okay. Woo, that was Pinterest. How are we doing? Do any of you use Pinterest? Let me know. Oh, Pinterest is awesome. Once again, I'm all like flushed and out of breath because I'm getting so excited about it. Okay, let's talk about putting focused sales funnels into place so that you can sell your awesome offerings on autopilot. So now you've got your foundation, you've got traffic coming to your site, you're growing your email list with engaged subscribers. Let's talk about sales funnels. So what the heck is a sales funnel? A sales funnel is simply a path that you create to lead to your paid offering. So for example, I could have a blog post where I offer a content upgrade. When the person opts in with their name and email to get the content upgrade, that triggers an email sequence, which leads to my paid offering. But there are all different types of sales funnels. Literally any type of path that you create to lead to a paid offering is a sales funnel. So why should you create a focused sales funnel on your blog? Well, one of the best reasons is because you can use them to make consistent passive income on autopilot. So you don't have to constantly worry if there's something that you've created that you want to sell. You don't have to wake up every day and be like, oh, did I remember to market it today? Or, oh, what can I do to market it today? Or, oh, did I mention it today? You literally have sales funnels running every day and you don't have to do anything. You can set it and forget it, as I don't know who likes to say, that just came to me. Right? So set it and forget it. Consistent passive income. Plus, sales funnels provide more value to your audience, which helps build trust. So you should be providing value in your sales funnels. You don't want a sales funnel where it's just you being like, buy, 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 buy the whole time. That's obnoxious and annoying and skeezy and blah. So you should be providing more value to your audience in your sales funnel. So you're building trust, and you want to educate your audience about your paid offering. So sales funnels are the perfect opportunity to not only provide value, but to educate your audience, because a lot of times they don't know, first of all, what the heck your thing is. Maybe they don't even know why they need it. Maybe they're not even aware that they need it. So you need to educate them about those things. You need to educate them why your thing is awesome, why they need your thing, what it's all about, things like that. So here are 3 types of funnels that you can use to lead people to your paid offerings. Number 1, repurposed webinars. And this is one of my favorite things, and one of my favorite ways to reuse webinars is, for example, starting on the left, I will have maybe a blog post and where I offer an opt-in to watch a webinar related to that topic. So they can opt in to watch the webinar. They click on it, that little box pops up, they enter in their name and their email, and then they get directed to the page where they can go watch the webinar replay. And this will have been a webinar where I will have, and I hate the word pitched, blah, let's just say offered. I just like that so much better. Anyway, so the webinar replay is a webinar where I offered something at the end. So when they go to watch that replay, they're getting the webinar with lots of value where I am offering them something at the end with a call to action button underneath so that they can check out whatever it is I'm offering. So this is something that I've recorded once, and then I've just set it on autopilot so people can watch the webinar, get lots of value, hopefully learn a lot, and then if they're interested, I've just offered them my thing. They can go check it out. The button is right there. Number 2 type of funnel is email courses. Email courses are really good for 2 reasons. I really like them. Number 1, they're a great way to provide a ton of value and educate people about whatever it is that you're offering. But when people sign up, they're expecting emails from you. Like, they literally know they're going to be getting emails from you. So I always tell people, as you can see in this description, in a span of 8 days, you're going to be kickstarting your brand, traffic, and email list with funnels and daily action steps. So they know they're going to be getting 8 daily emails. So I like this because people aren't just going to be like, oh, why am I getting emails from this person? They know they're going to be getting the emails. They're going to be expecting it. And then a 3rd type of funnel is the private launch. So these are great if you have already launched something before, because you can reuse the content. So if you've launched something, whatever that is, you probably wrote emails for the launch. Maybe you did a webinar, 2 or 3 or 4 or 100. Maybe you had social media posts or did blog posts or videos. You can reuse that content. So someone can opt in for, maybe you can call it a crash course, or you could even do it as an email course, or whatever you want to call it, whatever type of content you have. But when they opt in, you are essentially reusing that launch content to do a private launch for that one person. Makes sense? Yes, yes. Excellent. So what types of content can you include in your funnel? So you don't just have to do email sequences, for example, as your funnel. You can include all sorts of things to make it more valuable for your audience. So you can make checklists and cheat sheets. You can include videos like webinar replays, pre-recorded videos, live videos. In my webinar crash course, I give people a link to go watch an exclusive webinar that I have that's not available on my site, and that adds value. You can do workbooks and ebooks inside of your funnel, tools and resource lists. You can reuse blog posts. You want to think about content that you already have that you can repurpose. So you shouldn't have to make all your funnels from scratch. You should probably already have content that you can reuse. All right, reuse content. It's all about saving time. So here are 4 things to make your funnel more effective. And when I say 4, I mean 5. Pretend that pink 4 is a 5, okay? Are you with me? Are you picturing it? Excellent. Okay, so here are 5 things to make your funnel more effective. First, only promote one paid offering in each funnel. Otherwise, it's going to get really confusing and you're going to confuse the person in your funnel. And then they're probably going to be like, what do I want? What are they talking about? Nah, wah, wah. So stick to one thing in each funnel. Number 2, the topic of your funnel should be directly related to your paid offering. So obviously, you don't want to have this amazing funnel and then at the very end of the funnel, you make this offer for something that's not even related. That will just be confusing and they're not probably going to be interested because they opted in for a funnel that has nothing to do with it. Number 3, your funnel needs to give value. You cannot just have this horrible salesy funnel. Those are annoying. I mean, you can, but I think you really need to be providing value. Otherwise, people aren't going to learn to trust you. So when you give a ton of value, you can't give away too much value. I always say this. When you focus on providing value, you are only going to benefit yourself and the person you're serving. The person you are serving should be thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just got this for free. There is so much value here. I can only imagine what their paid content is like. That is the type of reaction you want to have. So your funnel needs to provide value. Number 4, you do not want to mention your product in the first email, but you don't want to wait until the end either. So it's really a big turnoff when I get onto someone's list or, inside a funnel and the very first email they send me is a sales pitch. It's like, blah. But you don't want to wait until the end either. Otherwise, a lot of people at that point will have dropped off or the open rates will decrease. That's normal. But if you wait until the end, a lot of people are not going to see it. And then be specific with your results, benefits, and pain points. You need to be sharing specifics. You can't just be like, oh yeah, my thing, it's going to give you success. Well, what the heck does success mean? You need to be specific by what you mean with success. Instead, say something like, yes, you will book, I'm going to help you book 5 new clients in 2 weeks. That is specific, that is tangible, that is measurable. And those 5 things can make all the difference. So this is awesome. So I have a Facebook group called The Creative Superheroes where I go in every week and I do live talks. And last week I went in to this group and I did a Facebook Live on sales funnels. And I literally shared the 5 tips that I just shared with you on the very last slide. And a couple days later, Kelly, one of the group members, posted on the wall, since Coffee Talk last week, that's the name of the live talks I do, because I'm obsessed with coffee. But she posted, since Coffee Talk last week, I have signed 6 new clients. Like literally, it was those 5 tips. And within a few days, she had took action, implemented them, and signed 6 new clients. So I am just like, I think it's so cool. This is the type of thing that happens when you take action. So they do make a difference. All right. So now that you know what a sales funnel is and what type you can make and what you can include in it, let's talk about a couple ways you can actually get people inside of your sales funnel. Number 1, you can create a landing page for your funnel. So a landing page that is the start point to your funnel where you offer an awesome freebie as an incentive to get in. You could also create multiple starting points for your funnel throughout your site. So you could link to your funnel start point in blog posts, on your homepage, in your main navigation. And then another way, and this is one of my favorites, is to do live broadcasts where you give value and then you mention and link to your landing page. So whatever your funnel is related to, you obviously want them to be, directly related so that people who are watching the broadcast are going to be interested in getting into the funnel. But you do a live broadcast where you're being awesome and connecting and providing all this value. And then at the end, you're like, yo, if you thought this was great, I've got something else that's going to help you out even more. Here's the landing page. Go sign up. So that's just a few ways to get people in your funnel like a tornado swirling around. Isn't that a lovely picture? Okay, so take action. A step for you to take, are you writing it down, is to outline a sales funnel that you can create utilizing valuable content that you already have. So think about the content you already have that you could use to create an ultra value filled funnel for your audience. Okay. It is time for a quickie recap because that was a lot of info. I am picturing smoke coming out of your ears and sparks because your brain is short-circuiting. But it was a lot of info. So let's do a quickie recap. In order to build a profitable blog, you need 4 main things. Number 1, a strong foundation, having a clear purpose, people, and unique niche, having a kick-ass brand to stand out and attract the right people, and having a strong website to build authority and create excited fans. Number 2, you need engaged subscribers on your email list who are actually interested in you and what you have to offer. Number 3, you need traffic, aka ideal clients coming to your site, falling in love with your content, and signing up for your email list. And number 4, you need sales funnels so that you can make passive income on your blog or website with the things that you create. And you are going to have a very hard time building a profitable blog or online business if you ignore any of these 4 things. I'm not going to sugarcoat it like a cupcake. I'm giving you the dirty truth. You have to have these 4 things in place. No matter what industry or niche you're in, you have to have that strong foundation. You've got to have traffic. You've got to, because you need people seeing your things. You've got to have people who actually care about you and are engaged on your email list. And if you want to make passive income, you've got to have those sales funnels. So you cannot ignore one thing and expect to get the other 3. For example, those people, tons of people I know who brush over their foundation and then they struggle with getting traffic and they struggle with getting email subscribers. You need all 4. I'm waving my fist in the air. I know you can't see me, but it's totally happening. And I just want to remind you that what I've taught you in this workshop, they're not just random ideas or things I've read about online or pinned on Pinterest and I'm simply regurgitating to you. These are the strategies I have used and literally continue to use every day in my own business, and that business makes up 100% of my income. And guess what? These strategies work regardless of what your industry is, whether your industry is business like mine is, or food, fashion, maybe it's finance, or fitness, style, health, beauty, cats. I don't know, I just added that in there, but maybe it's pets. No matter what industry you're in, these strategies apply. You probably showed up today because maybe you want to grow your audience and your email list with the right types of people. Perhaps you are sick of being consistent and not getting results. As I told you in the beginning, I was there. I was there for years, showing up every single day, blogging 5 days a week and not seeing anything. Maybe you showed up today because you want clear action steps on not only what to do, but how to do it, because it is so frustrating when you know what you need to do. People keep telling you over and over, but then you don't know how the heck to do it. It's like, okay, I need to grow my email list. I know this, but how? So you want steps on how to do it. And you want to turn your blog into a business that gives you the freedom to live the type of life that you want to live. You are sick of thinking about it and dreaming about it and wishing that it would happen. That, again, was me. I literally wanted that for years. and I was sick of thinking about it. And I got to a point where I was like, is this ever going to happen? And it can and will, and it can for you too. I'm not some special crazy superhero. So how can you turn your blog into a business quickly and effectively? Well, you've got two options. You can go the DIY route, which is what I did, and spend anywhere from 1 to 3 years researching, testing, and tweaking to figure everything out. 1 year is probably if you're like super focused and spending 12 to 13-hour days, which is literally what I did at times. Or you can get step-by-step guidance on exactly what to do and how, and start seeing results in a matter of weeks. You do not have to spend years and literally thousands of dollars to learn everything like I did, unless, of course, you want to. I mean, for real. So I would love to tell you and introduce you to the course that I created called From Blog to Business. This is the course that I wish I had had years ago when I first got serious about making a living with my blog. And if you thought that this workshop had a lot of info, let me tell you, this workshop is just the tip of the iceberg compared to what is in the course. It's a step-by-step course that is designed to give you everything you need so you can start making a living with your blog. It's 5 modules of simple, step-by-step lessons that are geared to have you take action. I told you to take action all throughout this workshop. I'm all about taking action because if you don't take action, you're not going to see anything happen. This course cuts the fluff so you can save time, frustration, and money. So let's take a little peek at what's inside. So module 1 is all about building that ever important foundation. I'm going to show you how to come up with not only a purpose that is, you know, something you're passionate about and fuels your soul, but one that's also profitable and is going to fuel your wallet, and how to come up with your unique niche and how to get very clear on your ideal client. I'm also going to show you how to stand out and attract the right people with a kick-ass brand infused with your personality. I'm going to show you how you can build credibility and authority with a strong website that is optimized for growing your list. I'm going to show you how to curate quality content that serves a purpose. So every single blog post you do, or video, or social media post, it's all created to grow your business strategically. I'm also going to show you how you can start growing your email list, even if you don't have it started yet, or if you're starting from zero. And then, of course, show you how to continue growing that list and how to position yourself as an expert with social proof. Then in module 2, it's all about start exploding your email list with content upgrades. So I'm going to show you how I grow my list by 50+ email subscribers a day from content upgrades on autopilot, and how to create killer content upgrades in less time. So I'm going to show you my favorite tools to use to actually create my content upgrades, and how to design and to deliver your content upgrades. So you're not going to be stumped with like, oh, how do I send it to my audience on autopilot? We cover all of that. Module 3 is all about getting targeted traffic with Pinterest. So I'm going to show you how to create awesome pinnable graphics that not only look awesome, but that convert and get people to click over to your site, and how to grow your Pinterest following. So everything that you need to do to get more followers on Pinterest. I literally grew my Pinterest following from 4,000 to 36,000 plus. And there are things that you've got to do in order to get that following, which is going to give you more traffic. I'm also going to show you how to master that dang smart feed, which favors its Pinterest users, and how to make it work for you. So maybe you are low on the Pinterest totem pole. Maybe Pinterest is like, you know what, you're not in the top, because it ranks its users. So there are ways that you can get in the highly ranked users. And then perhaps, I'm excited about it all, but I'm going to show you how to explode your results in traffic with Board Booster. So if you have not tried Board Booster yet, oh my goodness, get ready to save time and sanity. I'm going to show you how exactly I set it up and how I use it to grow my following and save a shiz ton of time. Module 4 is all about growing your list with engaged subscribers. So we're going to cover how to optimize your site so you can get lots of new subscribers on a daily basis, how to get even more email subscribers with Pinterest, and I'm also going to show you how to explode your list and business with joint venture webinars. I thought back in the olden days, like a year and a half ago, I never pictured myself doing webinars. I was like, no way, I'm not doing them. They're terrifying, and no, no, no. Finally, I bit the bullet, and whoa, game changer. Like, they literally explode everything. So I'm going to show you how to do joint venture webinars and how you can grow your email list using social media, no Facebook ads required. I have never used Facebook ads. I've done them 2 times in the last, I literally did my first Facebook ad a month ago just for pure experimentation. And I'm going to be showing you how you can get people on your list without dumping a bunch of money into ads. We're going to be going into using Facebook groups, which I absolutely love. I've grown my Facebook group to over 6,000 people in less than a year. And we're going to be going over like Facebook Live, the live broadcasting and getting people onto your list that way. Oh, so exciting. And then module 5 is all about making passive income with sales funnels. So we're going to be going over all the different types of sales funnels, how to choose yours, what would work best for you and your audience. We're going to be going over all of the 8 things that your funnel needs in order to be truly effective. We're going to go over things like tagging and how you can use that to better serve your audience on what they actually need, which will also make your funnel more effective, and how to promote your funnels like a boss, all the different ways that you can get people into your funnels without dumping a ton of money into ads once again. So the stuff that you get with the course includes 5 video training modules with slides, resources, and tech tutorials. Everything has tech tutorials. Nothing is worse than being stumped with stupid tech. It also includes checklists, worksheets, and a workbook. It includes lifetime access to the course, all updates, added content, and bonuses. So I'm going to be continually updating the course. I'm going to be continually adding value, adding content, and bonuses. So when you enroll, you're always going to have access to all of that. And it's going to get you the step-by-step strategies and support that you need. What will you achieve? Well, when you take the course, you're going to achieve a rock-solid foundation for your blog and online biz empire. You're going to achieve focus, purpose, and a unique niche for your blog and business. A strong brand that is consistent, that stands out and attracts the right people. You're going to get daily email list growth on autopilot. You're going to get a big old boost in targeted traffic from Pinterest, also on autopilot. You're going to get sales funnels so you can start making passive income. Guess what? That's also on autopilot, and a crap ton more. So here are a few ladies who are already seeing results. Kayla from over at the Ivory Mix, she's awesome, and I love that photo of her. She's so cute. But she says, my online business has grown by thousands of unique views and more income month after month after month. Like, whoa. And Lucy loves that the course is actionable and to the point, and says that they provide the course provides a strong kind of strong foundation any blogger would need to get off the ground with their business. And I have students in the course already in all different industries, not just blog to blog B2B. And yes, there are some sweet bonuses. So there is the Launch Like a Boss workshop. This is going to show you how you can create hype, get people interested, get people on your list for something that you're going to be launching before you ever launch it. So you don't have to worry about launching to the sound of crickets. You can get people on your email list who are specifically interested in what you're going to be launching, so you can truly launch with a bang, whether it's your blog or a product or a service that you're going to be launching. There's also Board Booster. You're going to get a 3,000 pin trial for Board Booster. This is like, I'm so obsessed with it. I'm going to show you exactly how I set it up and exactly how I use it, and you can try it out with the amount of pins that I use. There's also 20 beautifully styled stock photos by Moi. So you can use these in your social media, on your blog. You can use them for your pretty Pinterest images that you pin on Pinterest. if you go to a site like Creative Market and look at the pretty styled lay flat photos, those things can range from $10 to $20 per photo. And I am going to be giving you 20 of them. There's also customizable blog image templates. So if you do not feel like creating your pinnable graphics from scratch, or if you're feeling design challenge, you can simply customize the ones I've created for you. There's also a private Facebook group just for students. So this is where you can come to get feedback, support, brainstorming, accountability. You can partner up with your fellow students and do collaborations. And I am actually active in the group. I cannot stand it when I join a course that has a private group only to find that the course instructor isn't active in there at all. So I am in there almost every day, and I'm interacting with students and answering questions. And I just love Facebook groups. They are so much fun. And support is so important as an entrepreneur. You just need support and like-minded people to cheer you on. There's also regular live coaching calls just for students. So going back to that support, I regularly schedule live coaching calls so that I can chat with students live and answer their questions. And I've got some fast action bonuses. So for anyone who would like to take action and enroll in the course within the next 15 minutes, you're going to get these extra 2 bonuses. You're going to get the Productivity Party, which is an intensive 2-hour workshop that comes with a 25-page workbook that will allow you to set goals and plan your entire year for maximum impact and growth in just one afternoon. You're going to learn how to boost your productivity, get organized and prioritize, and create a solid action plan to grow your blog or online business, and it's going to save you time and give you focus. So if you struggle with feeling overwhelmed, prioritizing what needs to get done and when, or are wishing you just had more time and more focus, this workshop is for you. You're also going to get my sales funnel blueprint. So I am always going to be sharing with you the exact sales funnel that I have that's currently doing the best. It's literally a copy and paste what I do, word for word, look into my best funnel. And if I create a new funnel that becomes the best performer, then I'll be updating it. So you'll always get an inside full-on peek at my highest converting funnel. And these 2 bonuses are only going to be available to the people who enroll within the next 15 minutes. And here are some ladies who attended the Productivity Party workshop and loved it. Dakota says, the Productivity Party workshop was exactly what I needed to start 2017 on the right foot. The workbook has been extremely helpful in pruning down my crazy goals list into totally attainable steps that don't make me want to die from stress. I feel so prepared and ready to make this year amazing for myself and my new business, which is amazing. And then Danny also had some nice things to say. Everyone left feeling prepared, like they could tackle their goals with a solid action plan. So the total value of everything is $1,519. Hot damn. But you can start today for $99, followed by 2 more payments of $99 each. And yo, that is literally $3.30 a day for 3 months, aka less than you would spend on a fancy pants cup of coffee from your local coffee shop. And there's 3 different payment options, so you can choose whatever works best for you and get started. You can do 3 monthly payments of $99, 2 monthly payments of $149, or just do it all in one payment of $289. And I do offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. I know this course is awesome. I know you're going to love it. I know it's going to provide you with so much value. You're going to get true results from it and see progress. So you have a full month to try it out, to watch it, to start implementing things, to start doing work and taking action. If you find that after 30 days, you're like, ugh, this sucks, or, then you can just be like, hey, email me, let me know, show me that you did a little work, and I'll give you a refund. And I say show me that you did a little work, because obviously you're not going to see any results if you do 0 work. So if you can show me that you at least did a little bit of watching and working on the modules, I will for sure give you a 100% refund because I know you're going to love it. So, to grab the course with all of the sweet bonuses, just hit the button over on the right. And that is going to take you to the payment options so you can choose which payment option works best for you. Once you hit Enroll Me under your payment option, that's going to simply take you to checkout where you enter in your payment details. If you're new to Teachable, it'll have you create an account first and then take you to your payment details. You'll hit Enroll in Course. It'll thank you for enrolling, woohoo! And you can just simply click and continue on to course, and you're gonna get immediate access to the entire course and all of the bonuses. So you can get started right away. So if you are ready to create a rock solid foundation for your blog and business, to stand out and attract the right people with a kick-ass brand, increase your traffic like a mint plan on steroids, which, in case you're wondering, is fast. If you're ready to grow your email list with engaged subscribers on autopilot and to make passive income with sales funnels, I invite you to grab the bundle of goodies and join me, all right? So the From Blog to Business course plus all of the bonuses that we just went over are only available for the next 15 minutes. I'm actually going to go ahead and start a timer for 15 minutes, starting right now. And if you enroll within the next 15 minutes, then you're going to get the Productivity Party and the Sales Funnel Blueprint Fast Action bonuses. Woo! All right. Well, it is time for a Q&A. I just want to chat with you guys, see if you have any questions. Please ask me about whatever it is you have in mind. There is no such thing as a dumb question. So let me see who all was asking questions. Okay. So Ashley asks, do I need an email list to do the course? You don't have to already have an email list to do the course, because I'm going to show you inside the course how to not only grow your list, but how to start your list. So whether or not you have a list, you can do this course. You're going to learn how to start it and you're going to learn how to grow it. And it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. Maybe you only have 10 subscribers, or maybe you have like 5,000 subscribers, or 15, or however, 15,000. No matter where you're at in the email list process, you're going to be learning things to keep on growing, no matter what stage. Sweet. Okay, Jen, do I have to have tons of fancy software? No, you don't. You will need to have an email marketing provider. So I recommend MailChimp and ConvertKit. I especially, because those are the two that I have used, and I especially recommend ConvertKit if you really want to do like automated funnels and more complex things and rules and automations, just because that is like a million times more user-friendly than MailChimp. And plus they have a lot more features that MailChimp does not. But you can use whatever email marketing platform that you want. If you want to use something else, that's totally fine. You can take what I teach you and apply it to your platform. That's really the only, and then of course you need your blogging platform. So whatever blogging platform you're on, WordPress, Squarespace, you'll need that. And then I think that's it actually. So that's the only software that you have to have. Right? Okay. I think that answered your question. Okay. Chelsea asks, I'm starting with no blog, no following. Is this for me? Totally. Well, okay. If your goal is to turn your blog into a business, you want to make money from your blog and hit the ground running, then yes. So once you start your blog, you know, pick your platform. I don't tell you which platform to, you know, I'm not going to show you like how to set up your WordPress blog or how to set up your Squarespace blog. You need to actually just pick a platform and start it. And then once you get it set up, start the course. It's going to teach you step by step what to do, as we just kind of went over. And like I mentioned, I always recommend WordPress and Squarespace. I recommend WordPress if you are really tech savvy and you want like complete, full, utter customization over everything. But I recommend Squarespace if you are not as tech savvy and you want something that is more simple and user friendly. I was on WordPress.org for 6 years. I actually switched over to Squarespace because I was wasting so much time trying to customize my site and learn how to do it and tinkering with it and breaking with it. And it was so complicated and I was never happy with how it looked. So I actually switched over to Squarespace because I wanted this simplicity and I wanted the ease of use. And I absolutely love it. And I've honestly found it to be really customizable and way more easy to customize. So those are the two platforms that I like. Emily, what is your best tip for someone just getting started? Oh, that is a good question. And there's so many tips. I would say showing up every day. I know that sounds a little corny, but honestly, you have to show up every day to see results. And you're going to have probably times in your journey where you feel scared or fearful, or maybe you're like, oh, no one likes me or needs me, or why would they want me? Or maybe I'm not feeling inspired today. Everyone goes through that. I guarantee you, even the most, successful people that you follow go through those feelings. So you just have to accept that they're going to happen and then push them aside and show up every day. Just commit to showing up every day, even if it's only for 5 minutes. That is my tip to pretty much anyone, and especially beginners, is that you're committed to showing up. Great question. I love it. And now I'm tempted to give out like 10 more tips, but I won't because you asked for one. Okay. Okay, so Daphne asks, is the course go at your own pace and schedule? Yes. So this course is completely self-paced. So you can start it whenever you're ready. You'll get immediate access to it as soon as you enroll. And then you can just start it whenever you're ready and completely go at your own pace. So if you need to take like a big 3-week break in the middle of the course, that is totally fine. If you enroll in the course and then want to wait 2 weeks to start it, that is totally fine. So yeah, totally go at your own pace and schedule. All right, let's see. Ella asks, there's a free trial of Board Booster included. How much does it cost after the trial? Excellent question. Yes, so there is that free trial for Board Booster with the course so that you can use it exactly how I use it, so that you can see how amazing it is. If you want to keep using Board Booster after that free trial, it starts at $5 a month. And I can say from my own experience that it is totally worth it, 100% worth it, to pay for what is literally my largest source of traffic. It is a very, very, very worthwhile investment. And not only that, but it is just crazy how much time and sanity it saves you. Like I've already said, once I have set up Board Booster, once it's set up, you do not need to spend hours a week on Pinterest. Many weeks, I don't spend any time on Pinterest. I will literally go for weeks without logging in at all. It's great. It's so great, unless I, of course, want to fall into the Pinterest black hole for my own cheesing. Okay, so yes, good question. It's definitely one of my favorite resources. Okay, Angela, what if I don't have anything to sell on my blog? That is okay. That is completely okay. This course is going to give you the foundation so that when you're ready to create something to sell, you're going to be ready. You're going to have that audience. You're going to have those subscribers on your email list, and you're going to know how to do those funnels so you can start making passive income with whatever it is that you do create. So if you don't have anything that you're selling right now, that's totally fine. You're going to be prepared for it when you do. So, and you can literally create whatever you want, whether that's an online course or an ebook or a recording or whatever. You're going to have everything that you need to really make it happen, because you have to have that audience and email list. You have to have people to sell things to before you create something. Yeah. Okay. Did that answer your question? I feel like I kind of got sidetracked. Okay. Let's see. Abby, what do you use to teach sales funnels on? Excellent question. So I use ConvertKit, and ConvertKit, as I've mentioned, is my email marketing provider. So they're my email marketing provider. That's how I create all my funnels. They make it super easy. I love them so much. So that is what I do. Like, the tech trainings on. So if you don't use ConvertKit, that's okay. You can do your funnels and your whatever email marketing provider you do have, and you can apply the stuff I teach you about sales funnels to your particular platform. So I teach on ConvertKit, but what I teach can be applied to other platforms as well. All right. Okay. So let's see. So many good questions. Okay. Let's see. Lost my place. Okay. Tisha asks, what platform is your website on? Oh, yes. I answered that already, I believe. So my platform or my website is on Squarespace, which I switched to after 6 years of using WordPress. And I love it. They're both great. Not ditching WordPress. I'm not ditching WordPress. I'm not ditching WordPress. But Squarespace for me is just so much easier. Yeah. Okay. Michelle, do you offer support? And when do you get access to the Facebook group? Yes. So you'll get immediate access to the Facebook group as well. And yes, I offer support. So like I mentioned, I do not dump my students into the group and then leave them hanging. I love interacting with my students. I check into the Facebook group almost every day. I am consistently answering questions and scheduling live coaching calls and doing Facebook Live. So yes, I definitely offer support, and I love the Facebook group. It's one of my absolute favorite things about courses. So much fun. Okay, and just to let you all know, there are about 5 minutes left to enroll if you want those fast action bonuses. So if you would like to grab the Rave course and the Sales Funnel Blueprint, you have to enroll within 5 minutes by clicking the button to the right. All right. So let us keep going with the questions because there are a lot of good questions. Okay. Oh, the accent is becoming more frequent. Okay. Dean asks, does it teach me how to create a product to sell? No, the course does not. Like I teach you how to do like some content upgrades and like create graphics, but I don't go in specifically how to create a product to sell because I didn't want to limit it. I didn't want to limit the course to like online courses or ebooks because there's so many different things that you can create to sell. I wanted to create this course as a way to give people the foundation of everything they need in order to successfully sell whatever it is they create. But I didn't want to limit it by just teaching you how to create one specific thing, if that makes sense. So no, I do not teach you how to create a specific product like an online course or an ebook. But there are a lot of resources in there to help you get started. All right, let's see. Corey asks, do I have to use lead pages? I know you do not. I love lead pages. I use lead pages. There's a couple things in the course where I will like show you something that is what I use lead pages for, but you don't have to use lead pages in order to like do things in the course. So I always like to say that lead pages it's more of like a luxury than a necessity. I like to use lead pages because it saves me a ton of time. It saves me headache. It makes it very convenient. Like I love, and I use it all the time. I use their templates for webinar live pages sometimes. I like their easy to customize registration and thank you pages. I like their, trying to think of what else. I use them for, their pop-up boxes for their opt-ins, which I love. I use those all over my blog and inside my blog posts. So for me, it's worth it because they save me a ton of time and they're just very convenient. But again, it's not something you have to have in order to be successful. And it's not something you have to have to take the course. If you're in a place where you can invest a little bit for your time and convenience and forms that are, looking good, then go for it. Okay, let's see. We've got time for like one more question. Oh, thank you so much for coming, you guys. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Okay. Erin, how do you find good group boards on Pinterest? So one of my favorite ways to find boards on Pinterest is I will look at other people who are in my industry, in my niche, with this, who have the same audience, and I will look at their group boards. I'll see what boards they're a part of, and I'll click on the board, and if it has like a decent repin rate, like if it's getting a lot of engagement, then I will look usually at the top of the board in the description. The board owner will say whether or not they're accepting contributors. And if the board looks awesome, I will for sure request an invite to join the board, whether usually it's like emailing the person or writing a little message on Pinterest. But that's like my favorite way to search for group boards, is simply looking at what boards awesome people in my industry are on, and then joining them. Another good way is in Facebook groups. So if you are in a Facebook group full of your ideal clients, I guess you could say, just ask people like, hey, does anybody have a group board that they love, that they're a part of, that you could send me the link of? I've done that too. And I have people in my group do it all the time, where they're like consistently sharing boards. And or another thing you can do is to start your own group board. So I have started my own group board that I've invited contributors to. I can't talk today. Contributors to. So think about starting your own group board if you haven't already. So start your own group board, invite some awesome contributors onto it. My group board is one of my more popular group boards, and it's cool because I technically started it. All right, makes sense? I hope so. Well, we are just about to hit the 15-minute mark, so I just want to thank you guys for coming. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you are ready to take action with all of those lovely action steps that you wrote down. And for those of you who enrolled, thank you so much. I cannot wait to interact with you in the Facebook group, and I can't wait to say hello, and I can't wait to talk to you in the coaching calls and all of that stuff. We're going to kick some major butt. So thank you so much. Thank you to everyone for coming. You all are awesome. And now I'm singing, so that is my cue to leave probably, because you do not want to hear me singing. All right. So thank you so much, you guys, and I will see you later. Goodbye as I fumble to try and turn up my broadcast. Yeah, yeah, yeah.